Hello, welcome to our channel.
Janice.
I'm Luke,
And I'm Sarah.
and we've been living off grid here in the Castelo Branco region of Central Portugal for the past
Two and a half years.
So today we thought we'd just run through some of the costs associated with living off grid over here in Central Portugal. We're just going to go through the basic costs, like the bare necessities of living off grid. So the cost of building stuff and buying hardware, goods, tools and all that stuff, they're not included. So we're not putting in. We came here 2.5 years ago. We came here just with the backpacks on our back. We came straight from doing the Pacific Crest Trail in the States. So we literally had to buy everything from cutlery to pillows to sheets to basically
Every
everything.
single thing.
We don't have any kids or intend to. So if you're looking for costs associated to that, you've come to the wrong place.
But we do have a dog.
We have Molly
And
over
she is
there,
our kid.
and we have Timmy, who's a little cat, and we have now 9 chickens, kind of. Well, 3 chickens and 6,
Babies.
two teenagers and 4 babies. So now that you know a bit more about us, we can tell you about our costs. So the biggest cost that we have is food, like most households. We do eat meat 3, maybe 4 times a week. That's including like a ham sandwich or whatever.
So our food comes to around 350 a month. And this is after we've really cut it down. Now we're doing very well actually. And we grow our own vegetables now. We hardly buy any veggies at all. And we get our eggs from the chickens. So we used to spend 600 a month, so we really cut it down.
Yeah.
Okay, this also includes dog food and cat food. But the chicken food is separate. We spend around 10 euros a month on chicken feed. Now, our chickens are free range, but they do need this layers mash. I also give them crushed eggshell, but sometimes it isn't enough. They get the layers mash. In the future, we do want to grow our own grains for the chickens, but right now we're not set up. We're trying to make a home for ourselves first and then think about all these other things.
So next, the next big expense, the next one down, is anything to do with the car. So we spend 1,236 euros a year on the car. So that breaks down to 660 euros on diesel. Now diesel at the moment, the price has dropped since the coronavirus hit. So it used to be like it used to go up to like 129 per litre. Now it's down to 111. But we've worked out bloody flies.
They're very annoying.
We've worked out, this is on the last year, 660. And in the beginning, I think we weren't as tight with our petrol, basically, you know. So if there was a free table up on one of these Facebook groups, I'd drive for 2 hours to go pick it up, you know. So now we hardly really leave the land. I mean, we kind of got used to it now because of the shutdown during the coronavirus. So I reckon we can do better next year.
Yeah.
The next cost is insurance, 233 euros a year. In November it expires, so we're hoping to try out and see if we can find anything cheaper.
Not that we're not happy with this insurance though, because
No,
this
we are.
insurance has really got us out of pickers.
Included in that insurance is 20 euros towards insuring our glass, which was something we had never heard of in Malta anyway. And at first we were a bit skeptical, but once the guy told us it was only 20 euros, we got it. And we were quite thankful because about a month after we got it, when we still didn't have our land, we were down in the Algarve, a broken branch fell from a tree while we were asleep on this campsite and smashed the back window.
My eye. Sorry.
and we got that fixed. And since then, the windscreen has cracked twice. We're not quite sure how, but it did happen, and it was really painless, and they're really professional and helpful here. Not like Malta when it comes to insurance.
True.
But they sorted it out, so we're happy with it. But where we can try and cut costs, we'll always try. So hopefully this November we'll try and reduce that cost. The next one is 166 euros for the road tax. Now we have a 2007 Peugeot 307 station wagon. I think it comes in different tiers. I think we pay more because it's it's after 2007 diesel. We have a friend who has a station wagon from, I think it's 2004, and she pays significantly less. So we're hoping maybe in a year or two we'll sell this and buy an old pickup, and hopefully the tax will be cheaper. We'll see anyway. And the next one is the vehicle roadworthy test, or MOT, or VRT, whatever you want to call it, which you have to do every year here in Portugal. To take the test the first time is 31.50, and then we had to pay another 7 because we failed.
Twice we failed. Well, not at the same
once,
time, but
one, no?
this one once, and last year another time
twice,
too.
yeah. And then we put in another 140 for tires, to change our 2 tires once a year, and 40 euros for an oil change and just a basic service. So that all comes to 1,236.
And maybe we'll have to change our tires less once we fix our road, because to come in it's slightly bumpy, and
if I drive a bit more carefully.
yeah, maybe that would help too. Next one is the internet, which we cannot live without.
Nope.
For a lot of reasons. We don't spend a lot of time on the internet for just watching videos, but we do need it to learn. Well, we learned most things to get started off grid, so gardening, building, anything we needed we looked up online. And also now for our channel.
Yeah.
So if you like what you're seeing, just subscribe to support our channel.
Don't forget that notification bell.
No, don't forget. Our internet broadband is 25 euros a month, and the speed is up to 100 megabytes per second. It's quite good, I think. We don't suffer too much
It's
from
no
it.
fiber optic, but we do all right for what we need it for.
And it's also unlimited. So
it's unlimited. I don't know how great it is for if you work online. I mean, like teaching and stuff like that.
oh yeah, maybe not.
Because sometimes when we Skype or video call our family and friends, it
lags a lot.
Sometimes it does lag,
for
so
echoes.
I don't know how great it is.
But for what we need it.
Yeah, for us it's great. One tip which we should mention, which we thought of today, especially if you're buying land in Portugal, is you can go to like Vodafone or Nosh, which is our supplier for our internet, and you can buy like a SIM card just to see if you can get reception wherever you go. So if you're looking at land, it really does make sense to buy. They're only 2 or 3 euros each. A couple of SIM cards from different companies. So when you go and see land, you can find out to see if you actually have reception.
Yeah.
I mean, they can tell you basic ideas. You know, they have their charts and whatnot. But
it's not accurate.
It's not accurate
and,
for sure.
yeah.
Exactly.
And like when we were giving them our land, they had no idea whereabouts. So it helped to have this card, and we went around and we know where we have internet on the land and where we don't.
Maybe we should have added this tip to our other video, which is some tips on buying land in Portugal. We'll put a link to the video in the description below anyway.
Yeah, so if you're interested, you can check that out. But yes, even though you might think you don't want it when you first start because you want to be off-grid and that you don't want any troubles, but eventually you'll find out that you need internet, and if you have to keep driving somewhere, it's just a big hassle.
You have to have it. Okay, so next one is fuel for machines. So for like weed whackers, trimmers, the chainsaw, the water pump that we use to water all our veggies. We also have a post holer, an auger, the wood chipper. So we spend 240 euros on that a year.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, no. It's only 20 a month. So, I mean, we don't water the whole year. In summer, we have to water once a day. But the rest of the time, it's like once a week. Yeah. The next one is for butane, for cooking, for our stove in the kitchen, and for heating our water heater for the shower and for the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
We spend 144 euros a year on that. Gas cylinder, 13 kilo butane cylinder costs about, at the moment, I think it's 23 or 24 euros. It kind of fluctuates between 22 and 29. I think it's the most
expensive in Europe. We know a few people anyway who say that they go to Spain and get the gas. I don't know how much sense it makes, but I do know that I think we think it might be illegal to do that anyway.
I think so. I think I read something about that.
But
We've never bothered anyway.
We've never bothered.
Since the coronavirus hit, fuel and butane went down. So like I said, it's about 23, 24 at the moment, but it has been 28. We do hope that we can reduce that for the next year. Hopefully, especially when it's not raining in the spring, summer, and most of autumn, we'll be able to cook outside on our rocket stove, which I just built one to use to power my tandoor oven, which I'm building right now. But as soon as we're building an outdoor kitchen at the moment, so we're going to have one so we can just cook every day with it, with little sticks we find on the land, and we'll be able to cut down. I don't think we'll be able to cut down too much, and hopefully in the future I'll build a rocket stove powered water heater as well. So slowly we'll try and reduce our costs.
But I mean, these are really the bare necessities, so
yeah,
we can't really reduce them by that much. The next cost is pets. And well, we're not going to get into the initial of getting a pet and having them neutered and all that yet. We're going to make another video on that. But so our cat costs us absolutely nothing now. He does eat like a horse. So he does cost us in food, but he doesn't cost us in any other thing. He doesn't have a flea collar, so he's pretty like wild and free. But Molly, on the other hand, our little princess, she costs us 24 euros a year for the deworming tablets. We have to give them to her every 3 months, and they're 6 euros each. And for the flea collar, which is really, well, I thought it was super expensive when we first got here, but it's good for 3 things. It's good for the sandfly, it's good for the ticks, and it's good for fleas. Now, sandfly is a big problem here, and the vets are always like trying to warn you that it's a big thing, and dogs die of sandfly. So it's good that this flea collar actually has it. So this is the one we get. It's the Seresto brand, and we have to buy it twice a year. But the good news is that a couple of days ago, Luke found it online, same one that we want, for like 5 euros cheaper, or something about that, and they deliver. It's 25 euros. They offer free delivery for any purchase over 39 euros. So if we just get 2, it's brilliant, because we're already saving quite a bit of money. We're saving 10 euros, and we need 2 a year anyway, because even though they say 8 months, we already see signs of it not working quite so much after 6 months. So we'll check it out and see how it goes.
So Molly costs us 74 euros a day.
No,
a day, sorry.
Oh, she's so expensive.
I'd definitely get rid of her if it was a day.
I wouldn't get rid of her anyway, but
74 euros just to lay around like that. And Timmy does so much work. He kills all the mice that we get, and he doesn't cost us anything apart from food.
Timmy is overkill though. I mean, he does kill the mice, but then he kills the lizards, the rabbits.
I think we need to get rid of her this one. She has to pull her weight.
She is a very good guard dog. Molly, do you want to come and say hi?
You have to earn your keep around here, Molly Poppy.
You know what she does? Molly spreads love, and that's all she needs to do. That is her job, and she does it very, very well. Okay, so I think, is that I don't know. There's bank fees.
There's bank fees. So in Portugal, if you don't have an income coming into your bank account, which unfortunately yet we don't, they charge you a fee just to have your account. It used to be
till last year it used to be 8.30, 8.70. You know, just between 8 something anyway. It was quite high.
The last 4 months it's been 3.50, so it's 42 euros a year. So that's pretty sweet. We're happy with that. We were thinking about changing banks because we thought 8 euros was expensive. And from what I saw online, there were people saying they were getting charged 5 and 4. But ours apparently now has dropped to 3.50. So we're going to stay with them.
We'll stay with them.
And the next one is one of my many bad habits, which is tobacco. Unfortunately, I'm a smoker. I spend about 20 euros a month, which is 240 a year. Hopefully we'll be able to drop this next year. Not because I plan on quitting. I mean, I'd like to, but not really, I guess. But I do plan to grow my own. I planted like 90 seeds this year, but I think we started a bit too late.
Nothing, yep.
And
one took really, but it's this size. It's been this size for like 2 months, I think. So
good luck.
We don't have much hope with that. And maybe you say, why did we mention this? It's not a bare necessity. Oh yes, it is. Oh yes, it is.
For me, it is. But we'll try and work on that in the next few years, anyway. The last but not least is the phone. Now we have a one phone number that we keep, a Portuguese number. You have to top it up every 3 months with some credit just to keep it active.
And 10 is the minimum, right?
10 is the minimum, and we don't even use it. I mean, I only use it to give to the bank, and if we find some second-hand thing online we want to buy. And
but you do need a number.
Yeah,
you do need a number. And I mean, I have the one, mine's still of Malta, but like when you go to the hospital and they need to phone you, they will not phone you on another number unless it's Portuguese. So it's a bit important to have your own Portuguese number. It doesn't cost that much. Really.
So it costs us 40 euros a year. So when you add all that up, so it's 4,200 for food, 1,236 for the car, 300 for the internet, 240 for fuel for machines, 240 tobacco, 144 for gas, 120 for the chickens, which we're going to knock down. That's looking like a lot of money for chickens. 74 for Molly, 42 for bank fees, and 40 for the phone. That gives us a grand total of 6,636 euros. That's for the bare necessities. So if we don't buy any hardware things, no screws, no wood, no paint, no nothing, if nothing serious happens to our car, to Molly or to ourselves, that's how much we will spend a year. That breaks down to 553 a month, or 128 per week, or 18 euros per day, which is pretty sweet, really, when you think about it. Okay, so as you're probably aware, the road to self-sufficiency is a long and hard one, and we're always trying to better ourselves. In the beginning, we did plan or hoped to be self-sufficient in 5 years, so we're 2.5 years in. Obviously, getting animals will be a big step into reducing our food cost. We do plan our next animals will be ducks, maybe a goose or two, maybe.
Maybe they're very wicked.
And then goats or pigs. That will definitely reduce our cost.
Yeah, goats for their milk and for helping clear our land.
And for meat when we get the
boys.
The naughty billy goats. We hope to get either pigs or goats when we get monetized on YouTube. Maybe it's a good time to mention we're going through the process of Patreon. I don't understand much about it. We're learning about it, but when we're actually on it good and proper, well, we'll let you know and put the links in the description. So we have improved since we've been here, thankfully. We've reduced our food cost. When we first started out here, we weren't growing as many vegetables, or weren't successful in growing as many vegetables as we're growing now. So we spent 7,600 a year, which is like 600 a month. Yeah, 7,200. 7,200 a year, and now it's down to. And now we're down 3,000. So we're spending 4,200 on food. So yeah, we're basically spending 350 instead of 600. So we've nearly halved that, which is pretty good. Yes. We think we can go a bit lower than that. Obviously, these things take time. What else have we? What other costs have we eliminated? So we've eliminated sawdust. We've totally eliminated that. We used to buy sawdust, and it's quite expensive. We used to spend 10 euros a month on sawdust. Yeah, and you buy it bedding for your animals. So we used to use this for our loo, but the price is we used to use it for our compost toilet. So look out for a video on that, all about poop. Yay, our favorite subject. But then a friend of ours introduced us to this carpenter, and he lets us go and take whatever sawdust we want, which is amazing. So now we spend 0. So from 120 a year on sawdust, we now spend 0. That's another cost we've eliminated. We've also eliminated recently washing our clothes, so laundry. It's not as expensive as other countries here, but since we used to do it once a month and we take every single thing we have with us,
it used to come to 30 euros, sometimes 35 euros. So that's quite a hefty amount to be spending. We spend 360 a year on average, and now we have reduced it to a zero again.
Well, the laundry detergent
Yes.
is in the cost with the food.
Yes,
so-
because and the laundry detergent is like 2 euros something. It's really a good price for a huge one. You only need that much per wash, so I think it's going to last us a year anyway. And the less soap we use with our clothes, the better for the environment too. So
And we eliminated that cost because I built a pedal-powered washing machine.
so now he has an exercise bike and he gets to do all the washing, and
Because it's a bit too big for
it's too
Sarah.
high for me. It's
For
not because I'm
short stuff
lazy.
over here.
Yeah, but he's gonna arrange that. Don't worry.
I will.
And
It's
then
on my list of
and then I
things to
won't
do
have a
for sure.
choice. But yeah,
Um,
so it's down to zero.
Yeah, we have a video on how I built that, so we'll put the link to that video in the description below as well for you to check out.
Yeah, it's made our life a hell of a lot easier.
No, very happy with it. I'm also about to put some gears on it just so I can spin dry a bit faster. But, what
And
else have
another thing
saved?
we eliminated just because we did it. We had no idea how to get a letterbox to the land, even though we've had this address for 2.5 years, but our land doesn't have an address. And no matter where we went to ask to get a post box, we couldn't get an answer. So we had to get a PO box. Now the PO box used to cost us 65 a year, and now we've eliminated that. Now we have a
Letterbox.
normal letterbox, so we got rid of our PO box too.
So compared to last year, we've eliminated approximately 3,587 euros. That is pretty much 35% because we were spending just over 10,000 and now we're spending
We're spending 6,300. Oh,
No,
okay.
6,636.
Oh yeah.
So we've improved by 35%. Now, obviously, the lower we go, the harder it will be. I think this is the biggest jump that we're going to do.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
these are the necessities, so
Yeah.
it's quite hard to take everything off.
yeah, I mean, a car, we need to have a car. Fuel, we need the fuel. Food, we need to have. There will be hopefully a significant enough jump when we build our livestock, when we
Yes.
get animals.
Then we can make cheese. Luke has a lot of plans for the future for our goats and our sheep and cheese making. So, and the interesting fact about our land is that 40 years ago, when we bought it anyway, it was a huge bush, like totally
It's been
wild.
abandoned for 40
It's been
years.
abandoned, but before that, it was an old cheese factory. So we're hoping to revive a little bit of that too.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Sorry for the long video. That's pretty much it for now. Hopefully in a year we'll do another video about these costs and hopefully it'll be close to nothing. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but we want you to like, if you're even interested in going for this life and you're not sure how much it will cost, at least you'll know the basics. We're not saying that this is as much as it's going to cost you. And we're talking about Central Portugal. Now, if you move to somewhere else in Portugal, either the north or the south, it might be more expensive too. So you do have to take that into consideration. But this is what it costs us. So if you're moving to kind of the same area, you'll be able to gauge how much things are.
We also should mention that at the moment we don't pay any land taxes because of the ruin, because it's still a ruin. The taxes on the land are really negligible. But once we do rebuild the ruin and have a proper homestead, they will send someone to inspect the land and they'll put a new value on the property, and then
we'll start paying
we'll have to
the
introduce that expense into our budget. We hope that this video maybe gave you a clearer picture on what it costs to live a simple life here in Central Portugal. Feel free to share our video, give it a thumbs up.
And if you like what you're doing and you want to go off grid, put in the comments, go off grid, yay!
And if you have any other questions regarding our life over here, if we can help you out in any way, we will. Look out for our future videos. We do plan to do one on the costs of hardware materials and stuff like that. Because we came here from the States. So Lowe's and Home Depot are really cheap. So when we came here, the cost of wood, the cost of screws, everything seemed really expensive to me. And when I look online compared to the UK, especially, it's much more expensive. So I plan to do a video, just a basic video on how much things cost. We also plan to do one on the break down the food costs, just so you know how much things cost. Maybe you can compare it to your home country.
That's it.
Hope
from
you
us.
enjoyed this video. That's it from us. See you
See you
next time.
Whoa, buddy.
Go, buddy, go.